Hello, and welcome to Two Girls, Full Cups. I'm Wednesday.
I'm Morticia.
And we are the Addams family. Fun fact, I cannot snap with both hands. That's not a good one. This is a strong one.
That's a muffle.
Do yours. My left one doesn't work. But anyways, welcome. We decided to dress up just because Halloween's coming. Trick or treat.
Yeah.
Is that strong?
Yeah.
Sorry. It was a trick.
We're using straws with these baby glasses because I have lockjaw.
Lately, we've been chewing too much gum.
Yeah.
So it hurts to chew.
I can barely suck things down.
You want to play that game again and maybe I can win?
I'm gumming things to chew. Maybe I'll be thinner our next recording. We'll see.
Okay, so since Halloween is on a freaking Monday, that sucks.
Yeah, that's why we're dressing up now.
That's why we're dressing up now. Just
yeah.
have fun so we can just, do this now.
Mm-hmm.
So, how was your weekend?
Different.
Why was your weekend different?
So I have a good friend. Well, it's really my husband's friend's kid. I do her hair. We're friends, though. She's about 15 years younger than me. She's going through some shit and wanted to hang out this weekend. She's a kid, and I felt like there wasn't really an age gap.
Every time
I don't know if that speaks for her or if it speaks for me.
I hang out with 20-year-olds and I don't feel like there is an age gap at all. We just laugh and have fun and it's not weird.
Yeah.
Maybe that says something about me.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be the cool aunt.
No.
I'm just me.
Yeah. Same. I'm not trying to be cool ever.
No.
If I feel like I'm trying to be cool, I'll just stop talking. If I notice it, I'm like, no. Disgusting.
Okay, so you had fun?
So much fun. So we started Thursday celebrating a friend. She got a raise.
Mm-hmm.
It's ironic because she's making more money, but you're celebrating, so you buy her things. But she's the one with more money.
I literally thought that she bought most of the drinks.
She did. I think I need to Venmo.
I need to Venmo.
I'm poor.
Me too.
And I still was like, wow.
Yeah, that was
nothing.
That was fun. That cauliflower was delicious.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
We had this deep fried cauliflower
I also had it at the Hive yesterday. Have you had it there?
Yeah, it's delicious.
Which one do you like better? They're so different. One's
Hi,
Asian.
CJ's.
Me too.
It was crispier,
It was better than real chicken, I feel like.
It was good.
Oh,
it was really good.
Then we went to a dive bar. That was great fun.
Oh, I forgot about that.
You did?
Well, no, because I was thinking about the food and I totally forgot about the Uber that we took. The Uber that we took? Totally forgot. We literally. You forgot about the Uber?
Oh, yeah.
That guy.
Married or engaged?
Engaged, has 6 kids.
Like the Brady Bunch because they're combined.
Yeah, and he lived in Hesperia and we're like, why are you here?
Yeah.
I don't know, but he was a nice guy. He was nice. He got us there safely.
Mm-hmm.
We went to a dive bar and they only take cash now still?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Why do places only take cash?
Because they don't want any fees.
I get that, but maybe I should just start taking cash at work.
Yeah. Same. No.
That's right.
People hate it. I have clients who were like, I get points on my credit card. So I let it. I get it.
Then go get gas.
Right.
Go buy
but a $200 service, that's 200 points versus $100
How much is
in
gas?
Unless you're driving a truck or something.
You know? Yeah, but it's I get that you get points. I understand that, but use it on something else, not a business, not a small family-owned business.
Yeah, personal owned.
Maybe. So maybe we should just start taking cash.
Yeah, cash only.
Cash is king.
Cash is king.
Bling bling. So anyways, so I had fun at the that was fun, and then we got Ubered home.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna reiterate, like, literally always use Uber or get a DD. It's like the best thing ever. Everybody can have a good time, and nobody has to worry about like anything bad happening. Like, for instance, I DD'd. I was a DD last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? It's fine. I had a good time. I was people watching. It was very, very interesting.
She took me to my car, and I was like, this is me being responsible.
See you
in the morning.
She patted her. I hope. I was like, please nobody steal her car, because that guy looked a little shady parked in his car. Mm-hmm. And I was gonna make a mental note to take down his license plate, but I was just like, no, I think we're good. This car's running.
I'm gonna try not to smile because my teeth are so yellow now that my hair is black and my face is white. Go ahead.
So anyways, partying with 21-year-olds. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Mm-hmm.
Except when they leave the bar and forget to pay their tab.
Yeah.
Twice last night.
Both of them, huh?
Twice. I forgot to pay my tab. I'm like, I'll sign for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did one, I did one.
Yeah, you did one, I did one.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to pay my tab, and my drinks were on somebody else's tab, so
it was okay.
It was a free night. It was a free night last night.
Thank you, Jacob. Or Aspen. Who was it? Jacob?
Jacob.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was sitting behind her, so I think when I was like asking for a drink, she asked for it, and so he just put it on that one. So, but yeah, it was like super interesting. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thea loves you. But it's interesting. It's interesting when you're not drinking to like people watch. Like I can imagine when we were on the party bus last weekend, the coworkers that did not drink, what they were thinking. Now I wasn't even really drinking. I had like maybe one drink, and I was watching everything, and I was just like, that guy's living his best life right now. That couple just went into the restroom together. They're going to the bathroom again now. Like, it was just...
They were going to try again because they came out real quick.
No, I was like, that was quick.
And then they went back because probably it wasn't working. So he's all, let's go again. I think it's going to work.
It was so weird. So awkward.
We saw some crazy things in the parking lot.
Yeah.
I thought a guy was throwing up in his car. I was like, what an idiot. Turn the other way. No.
There's
and
two
then
people.
She was driving us. I was like, stop looking. Let's go.
If you beep your car and you unlock it, your car lights kind of turn on. We're parked directly next to this car.
Yeah.
And everything that was going on, we could see. And you would think that I'm like starting my car. I'm like, they're going to turn around any minute and just be like, oh,
he probably
they kept going.
I'm blocking you because I didn't see who it was. Did you?
No.
So.
But
right, but still.
But I was like, what? And then we were like looking the other way because we didn't want to see what was going on. And then was a guy parking. He's like, hi, what are you looking at? And I was like, you know what? Like, I couldn't really see. I couldn't say we're looking away. Like, he was just like, what are you looking at?
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
Rudy.
Weasel. Well, we did. We were laughing and looking at him because we were laughing at us. So
we were like looking and then laughing and turning away, and he might have thought we were being rude. What else fun happened there? That's a fun place.
It is fun. It's definitely a hole in the wall. And apparently I have a doppelganger.
Oh yeah. There was a guy last night and he kept talking about stuff and I was like, oh yeah, Monica does that. Oh, Monica does that. And he's like, I've already met her before.
Night.
She comes here all the time.
I've been there once with you.
Mm-hmm. Twice with me.
Twice with you. Three times. And once with Monique. I've never ever been there.
Monica goes on vacation with me. She's with me at work. She's with me every weekend. When the hell are you always with Jenny without inviting me?
It's not me. It must be a twin.
Yeah.
I don't know. No clue. But I was like, I don't know that guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was telling us that his people would ask him, like, why his girlfriend, who cheated on him, right?
With his two friends.
With his two friends. You learn a lot when you go to a bar. Especially when you ask really personal questions.
I didn't.
I know you didn't. That's what he said. You just really opened a can of worms, or you opened up the can and you were like, oh, so where's your girlfriend?
Yeah.
Like, oh, my husband's at home.
So you opened a can of worms. I'm like, no, ask me where Rob is. I'll say in bed. Like, that's not a big, long story.
Oh, no, he was just spilling the beans.
Mm-hmm.
He's spilling the can of beans is what he was
He
doing.
was a kid.
I don't know. I didn't ask him how old he was.
I know, he was 25. He was a kid. Remember he spilled his whole life story?
I wasn't listening.
It's all back in 1994.
Well, that's when you were born?
He was born in 90, I don't know, he's 25. Kid.
Whatever.
So, like we said, we were with children all night.
Children and very old people.
Yeah, there was
a lot of old people.
We were the in-between.
We were the
in-betweeners. Only two
in-betweeners.
of us.
We were
Summer
the
was
in-betweeners.
there for a little bit.
Summer
right?
too. But we're the in-betweeners. Everybody was either really old, like 50, or like 21, 22. I know I don't go to that bar often. I've only been there a couple times. And most of them were with you. One was with my friend Monique. That's crazy. Someone's walking around this city looking like me.
Yeah. I like it there, though. Other than that it's far away.
Yeah, it is far away. But it's nice.
It reminds me of my old favorite dive bar.
It does remind me of that, except I never saw anybody do anything. Like, I don't think the parking lot was big enough for some of the activities that we saw last night.
No, that stuff did happen there.
There, it did?
Bathroom.
Oof.
All of the time.
Oof. I was like, somebody leave the door open so it can air out.
Normal, it just smells like warmth.
I don't want to smell any warmth in a bathroom. Disgusting.
Yeah.
Drunk people. But, yeah, so, anyways, we're dressed in costume because we like to dress up.
Yeah.
You said this is the most dressed up you've ever gotten.
Ever.
I can't imagine you so white. It's so weird.
Do I look like my sister? No.
You kind of do. It's weird. It's like white Tristan.
Wow.
That's so crazy. It's weird to see you so light.
And then with super dark hair too on top of it.
Yeah. You look more
What? Scottish?
no.
I look more Scottish?
No.
More European than I did before?
Middle Eastern.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought I'd look more witchy.
I think it's the hair.
Yeah.
That's a good wig, though.
Except this, like you said,
It's
the
a thick
part.
seam.
Looks like I'm balding in the middle a little bit. And I've never worn a wig because remember I've never dressed up really. It's crazy that that part can go all the way up to the top and you don't even notice until you see it looking big.
I've always loved Halloween. Always loved Halloween. I loved getting dressed up. What was one of your favorite costumes growing up?
I didn't really dress up much. I'd say my favorite was when I was a bride as a kid.
A bride?
Because I got like the whole costume and everything. Where most were just like thrown together.
Really?
Someone else's stuff.
Oh, your mother didn't sew costumes for you?
No.
Oh, my mom
My
always
parents didn't
did.
care about Halloween.
Well, yeah, I'm more religious.
Yeah. So
Mine was like, would get patterns and make costumes. I remember I was a crayon one year. A crayon, and we had to put like newspaper in the top to keep it pointy. This is the 80s, okay? And then I remember I was Betty Rubble, and she like made like the cutest little outfit. And then I remember, what else did she do? A lot of homemade costumes.
Yeah.
And then I just always loved going to the costume store and like buying costumes. I went one time to this place, I think it was like in Ontario or Chino, and they were going out of business and they had thousands of costumes and I wanted all of them. I don't know what it is about playing like maybe it's like when you're little. I used to love like in kindergarten when we would play like dress up and you get to like you could be the mom or the this or that. I always wanted a lot of costumes.
Yeah. I did when I was a kid, but
you grew out of it? Not me. I'm like, oh, and then I could do this and oh yeah, no, I keep all of my costumes. I mean, I might not rewear it, but somebody might need to borrow a costume.
the only costumes I have are this Lily Munster,
I always wanted to be Lily Munster.
which my dad's girlfriend's using this year if they go anywhere. And then you could use it too. And then I have the stuff from when we were, what were we?
Toga?
Toga girls.
Frat girls in a toga party. Easiest costume ever.
Yeah.
And it was
She
very
just
comfortable.
wrapped me up in a sheet in her room.
No, a t-shirt. A men's like
a big men's t-shirt. And
a big men's t-shirt, and we like cut it, and I found it on Pinterest.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was crazy.
I just stood there and you started going to town.
Yeah. And it just worked out perfectly. And we just walked around with red Solo cups. It was like
These
the
little
best.
armbands.
Yeah, like we were toga party people.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was like one of my favorite costumes that we dressed up as. I loved that party that we went to. It was like
so
an amazing Halloween party. It was like last minute. I was like, just come.
And our husbands at the time were Cheech and Chong, and they
Yeah.
didn't they win?
Yeah, they won.
And they really they just looked like them. It was such a good costume.
Mm-hmm.
What about the 80s party? She was Madonna.
Oh,
she
yeah.
was someone. We all just dressed 80s.
Oh yeah.
And the best, my husband had a big mullet curly wig on, and my sister and her husband have cameras, and I just hear my brother-in-law laughing, and my brother's like, what? And Ryan's like, I can't even say, it's too funny, just watch, because he could see Rob walking in. And then Megan came in with this like sweater dress and a big belt. She goes, not everyone looked cute in the 80s.
I come in with a bustier and a fake mole. Madonna. I love a good dress up party. I like a good theme. And I like to be told if we can dress up. So, still bitter Betty about that.
Yeah.
I'm really not.
What are we gonna wear for? What? How should we? What should we get for the Mob Wives party?
I'm probably gonna order that wig.
Cause that's the weekend after my I get back from Texas next week.
Okay. So the next thing you said that we have to do is the Mob Wives dress up party.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna get a wig like yours.
Okay.
This is a good wig. It has a thick seam. But
Seems to be having an issue. The seam's too thick.
some people like a thick seam.
People like a camel toe.
It's an inside joke.
Yeah.
But no, I probably would get a like that. But I like your dad and his girlfriend's idea of wearing tracksuits.
Yeah. The
I mean,
90s mob.
Yeah, with like a
people.
gold chain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was thinking before everyone said Mob Wives, like Bronx Tale type, 60s Italian women.
Okay.
But I'll do this, and those like shiny leggings that we all have.
Yeah.
Something like that with like a slutty
Fur
top.
coat?
Fur coat.
Slutty top and a fur coat.
See if we should maybe go to like a
Goodwill?
thrift store and find like gaudy, ugly jewelry.
Yes.
Do my nails red.
Long. Ooh. Long nails, long red nails. And these are all stereotypes, mind you. These are all...
Mind you, I never do my nails, so.
They're all stereotypes.
Yeah.
But I kind of thought, like, when I went to the costume store yesterday, I was like, Jen wasn't bad with the Mario and Luigi theme.
Yeah.
That would be kind of easy. Yeah, totally. I even got these cute glasses at Spirit. I just thought that they were like super cool.
Yeah,
But they don't hold a lot of a drink.
No.
So they're good for just...
The alcohol's numbing my jaw. Might try another bite of food after this.
Yes.
Not that I couldn't eat or didn't already eat some food. Just took longer than usual.
I told you I could blend it for you in my blender. Like, yeah, because I had some like bacon wrap dates that I wanted her to try, and she could barely. And I was like, I can put it in a blender. I've heard of a date shake.
Yeah.
Didn't have bacon or cheese or pistachios, but I mean,
if I got desperate and really wanted it,
I would have.
But those were super good.
They were delicious.
Yeah.
I like that place. I've only been there a couple times, but
Never been. I know exactly where it is though. There's like a mortuary or a
it's right
and then
next
it's
to
right
it.
next to that. Yeah.
I don't know why I just don't like
Funeral home type places.
funeral home places.
I don't even like parking my car near it.
No, I don't know why. But to be quite honest,
Because what if like spirits get in your car because there's dead people there?
mine is more like, what if they accidentally left the body in and then someone was like, hey, I'm not dead, or I don't know, just weird stuff. I don't know. I've heard of stories where people like work in mortuaries and people like sit up because like they sit up or they move their hands because of like
Their nerves.
gas and nerves in their systems.
You know, have you heard stories where people have like, they've opened coffins and there was like scratch marks on them, like people were alive still?
That's my biggest fear.
I'm gonna make sure she's fucking dead before we put her in the ground.
Get a mirror so I can see her birth on the glass.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just gonna be cremated, so if I wasn't dead before, I'm gonna be
Let it
fucking
burn. Let it burn.
Let it burn.
Let it burn. No, so Halloween is definitely my favorite time of the year. Not so much Halloween and dressing up, but it's like the seasonal change. Like the air gets a little bit crisper. You can open all the windows. You know, you have like, it's cozy.
Yeah.
It's not as extreme as winter, and it's not as extreme as like summer. I like spring and fall. I like in the middle. So fall is just very reminiscent of like, ooh, bonfires and just coziness and just being together. My favorite holiday is probably Thanksgiving. The food.
Yeah. I love Christmas, but
Me
I always
too.
say I love Christmas so much that Thanksgiving's my favorite holiday. Because it's like Thanksgiving, I think I've already said this, you still have everything to look forward to about Christmas. But like all the family's there, and
Yeah, I get
at this
depressed.
age I don't care about presents or anything, you know.
No, I mean, I like a good gift, but you know. I mean, I could buy myself something, but sometimes it's nice to be like, ooh, for me?
Thought of me? She always gets me stuff.
No, I don't think so. You always get me stuff, and then I'm like, oh shit, I didn't get Tristan anything. I better go to the store.
I feel like you all, our Facebook friend anniversary, you brought me Skittles, my favorite things.
I forgot about
It didn't
that.
have to be like big things, but things that you know I really like.
Or like sometimes they'll bring me like a drink at work, like a fountain drink, or we'll get each other stuff. So
Yeah,
like
one day we wanted to day drink, but had to work all day, so I brought her a big soda so we could day drink together.
soda. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but speaking of like mortuary and scary things, so I am totally tonight or tomorrow, I am going to waste the day watching The Watcher. Everybody's talking about The Watcher. My daughters went to my parents' house and they watched one episode, and literally my dad told my daughter, I don't want to waste a day binge watching a series, and he came and dropped them off like later in the afternoon, and he was like, we binge watched that series, you gotta watch it. My dad's like, I can't believe I didn't get things done. I'm like, you deserve one day just to not do something. But everybody says The Watcher is so good. Have you heard about it?
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
No. Is it demonic or just suspenseful, or?
I think from what I heard, it is not like demonic. I think what it is this family moves into a house, and I might be wrong because it's like what people describe to me. These people move into an old house. And then they start getting letters in like the mail and like things that only somebody that would know that lived in this house. And it's almost like, they say it's almost like Clue, like who done it. So it's almost like a mystery suspense.
Okay.
I mean, I think you want to come over and watch The Watcher?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just have to clean. I mean, we're good. Yeah, I'm down. So yeah, that's something I wouldn't watch. But I really don't like scary movies. I get too spooked out. But
Young Frankenstein is my all-time favorite holiday. Like, it's Frankenstein, but it's not scary, you know?
It's the Gene Wilder one?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's like, makes me think of being a kid. Such a good one.
I love Hocus Pocus, but I love Hocus Pocus. I love The Craft, even though it's not really a Halloween movie. I like The Craft. Chucky, not so much. Little bastard scared me. Scared me when I was little. But we were talking about things that have happened to us that are actually really scary. And
you go first.
You want to hear my... It's not really a scary story. It's more like...
Just what was that?
What the hell just happened? So one time I was driving. Driving my car, and I was kind of going through like a construction area. I was going to go hang out with my friends. And I was just, minding my own business. Had my radio on. And there was a little dip in the road. And it like dipped. And then, like... when you dip, you kind of like your head kind of pops up, and in my rearview mirror, right in the back of my seat was a man sitting right in the middle, and we catch eyes. I'm like, what the? And he's just kind of like, he catches eyes and he just kind of like looks, and I'm like, oh my God. And we're looking at each other, and I look down like that can't be real, and I look up and he's gone.
When I drive at night, especially if I'm a little bit scared, I turn my rearview mirror because I'm so terrified that will happen. I've always been so scared of that for some reason.
It's the weirdest thing. And then, when I was younger, maybe like when I first started driving, me and my friend, we went to, when you're younger and your family has like a party and you're like, you bring a friend with you and you're like, hey, come with me. So I remember it was me, my girlfriend, and my little sister. My sister was little. I was driving and she was sleeping in the back. But this is not so much scary, more it's like there's something wrong with me, is that if I'm really tired and I'm driving and I was really kind of tired, I wasn't really used to staying up so late, I see people walking on the side of the road. And I'm like, why is that man walking? And then I'm like, nobody's there. So I'm coming down actually this street. I'm driving, and I full on start braking, like, oh my God. So I start braking, and my friend's like, oh my God, what happened? I'm like, you didn't see that guy? And she's like, what guy? Well, the guy on his bike in the middle of the road, he crashed, and he fell, like he crashed his bike, and she's like, what? So I'm like, that guy, there was a guy right here in the middle of the road, and he was on his bike. I was avoiding hitting him, and she's like, there's nobody there. And I'm like, I swear I literally saw a bike right there, and a guy, like, he fell off his bike and he was laying in the middle of the road, and I slowed down because I did not want to hit him. And she was like, nobody's there. And she's like, you need help.
Oh my gosh.
You need to go to church.
Oh my gosh.
No, and then like, I mean, I've seen things like in my old house, there was a man that lived there, or there was a man that was always there,
and every time I slept over, I was like, that man better not fucking come in this room. I'm gonna go sleep with Monica.
No, there was this man, and I know it was a man, but I only saw a shadow, and I could only see him sometimes like in the backyard. So like sometimes I'd be sitting in the back, like listening to music, and have like a cocktail, and you know the feeling when you know that someone's there, but you don't like you don't see someone, but you know someone's there. Like you like the air changes, something like shifts. So I'm like sitting there, and I would like look, and then I see like a fake, like a shadow. It was not, I don't know what it was, but I know it was a man. And sometimes he would make surprise appearances. So one time my daughter was talking to her, and she was looking at me, and then she looked away. So I'm looking at her, And, initially she's looking at me, but then she turns and she's just staring, fixated on something in the other room. So I'm looking at her, she's looking that way. And I was like, what do you see? And she's like, there's a man in the living room and he's crouching down by the couch. And I'm like, okay, I've seen him before. I was like, just leave him alone. Just leave him alone. Well, we don't live there anymore and our lives have gotten a lot better. So that's all that matters.
Even though you don't think he was bad, do you feel like that house was negative energy?
No.
No?
No.
So your lives have gotten better.
I
There's
think
nothing that followed you here. Did your other house have anything at it? Your condo? Or your parents?
No. Our townhome that I lived in, my oldest would always talk about a man named Bob. She's like, yeah, Bob. Mom, yeah, Bob was in, I was laying and, Bob was, and I'm like.
Haven't you heard kids can see everything because they're
my
innocent?
Oldest saw things when she was little. My younger one saw things until she was a lot older, and she would tell me, and this is in the house that I saw that man, she would tell me, she was like, it's so hard for me to sleep. And I was like, go to bed. And she's like, I can't. And I'm like, why? She's like, because every time I close my eyes, I'm laying down, all those people are staring and they're looking over me. And I was like, oh, okay, well, you can stay up a little longer if you want.
Next time, don't tell me why, if it's that scary.
No,
it's gonna be that scary.
No, it's like, I'm trying to go to bed, but all those people are looking down, staring at me. And I was like, oh, the people in my room, they just keep staring at me. So she was the one that could see a lot of things. My older one, she lost that. My youngest, she would still see things. And even now, we were talking about how we were going to tell these stories, and your daughter was like, I don't want Mel to tell me any of her stories because it really did happen. Like, I would never make it up. I would never want a child to tell me anything like that. But I think where our townhomes were, obviously, we're not the first people here. Like, in Canyon Hills, there's like an Indian cemetery. Have you ever been there?
To Canyon Hills or the Indian Cemetery?
Indian Cemetery in Canyon Hills. All these tract homes, and there's this little gated area within the tract homes, and it's a grave site. We have to take the kids. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go tonight.
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay, tomorrow?
Sounds terrifying at night.
It's not. I think it's like
What time
crazy.
is it?
Can you?
Isn't it almost dusk? I go invite any grave at dusk.
Let's go. Let's just call an Uber to take us. No, but I mean, it's I think it's still there, but it's these old Indian grave sites within, and they couldn't move them.
Yeah.
Could not move them. And all these houses are built up. It was like literally down the street from my friend's old house. And like we would like be like,
that's crazy.
we would walk over there and like check it out. We would take pictures. We're so stupid. We like take pictures and see if we see any orbs in the background. What are your scary stories?
Okay, every time I see sorry, there's one piece of hair that is really getting me. There we go.
It was stuck to your lash.
So, anytime I see pictures with orbs, it's terrifying to me because I'm like, oh, there's energy there or whatever. Scary stories though, and these are probably just all, weird things that have happened, not necessarily a demon was there or a ghost or whatever people believe in, but so my first one was so terrifying. My daughter was like months old. I lived with my ex-husband at the time, and my sister rented a room from us. And my ex-husband worked, like he would leave for work at like 2 or 3 in the morning. And my sister, she texts me, is so-and-so gone? And I was like, yeah, why? And she's like, I'm gonna come sleep with you. I was like, okay. And she comes in and I'm like, why? And she's like, I can't tell you. And I was like, you have to tell me. Like, that's all I could think about. So she tells me her bed was here and she had like a smoke alarm up top, and she kept seeing like you know how it has a little red dot on it? She's like, she kept seeing it go away and come back, but not flashing, like that something was covering the whole smoke alarm. And she's like, I saw that, and then I went to bed and I looked over, I heard something, and there was a little boy next to my bed holding my phone. And I was like, what? And she had a freaking picture of a shadow on her phone. Something or whatever happened took a picture of itself on her phone. I could not sleep I was like a psycho. I couldn't sleep for weeks. Kira wasn't allowed to sleep in her room anymore. She had to sleep next to me because I was too scared to walk down the hall. She had to sleep in a pack and play. I would only nap usually during the day. I just wouldn't sleep a lot anymore because I was too scared. So we were kind of obsessed with Sublime, and his music and like things about him would just randomly pop up on our computer when our computer was off. It was so weird. So
you had like
Kira used to have handprints all over her. It was so weird, so scary. I hated it. We moved out of there, and then that never happened again till I got divorced and I moved into this place in Rubidoux with my mom, brother, and sister. We all had broken up. My mom, all of us were going through breakups. We all lived together. My mom and sister shared a room, and me and my brother shared a room because we had the two girls. Mm-hmm. Well, Paul usually was downstairs, but me and his kid and mine all were upstairs. And so there was a night, my mom, as we know, used to be a limo driver. And she was out, I think in Burbank, and I had to pick her up. And my brother was microwaving something, and he just like walked outside. And we're like, what? He's like, I don't want to talk about it. I'm not going back in there though. And I was like, what? And he's like, if you ask him, he doesn't remember this because he's kind of like me. Like if something really bothered him, he like tries to block it out. And he said he saw like a lady's face in the microwave when he was making food. And so we're all sitting in our car, all the kids. We're just all in my car waiting till 2 a.m. to go pick up my mom. And then my brother calls my mom, why the hell did you leave us here? We're all 20. I was probably 26. He was 25. And my sister was 20, I don't know, 3. We're all terrified, scared in the car. And my mom's like, what's wrong with you guys? So that night me and my brother and sister all slept on one bed, and the babies were like between us. And then my mom slept on the side because I was too scared for her not to be in there. And we kept hearing like all this noise coming up and down the stairs. This was when we first moved in, so it was like probably just getting used to us because we were moving stuff in and out and around.
Oh my gosh.
And my mom moved, but I thought something came in our room, and I was like, in the name of Jesus, I rebuke you, be gone. And my brother's like, chill, it's mom. And he goes, Tris almost turned you into a pillar of dust from the Bible. And it was like scary. Like my TV would turn off and on, and at my dad's house, and my dad's like, he's not scared of literally anything. Like he knows. Even when we talk about it, he's like, but what's it gonna do? And he'll just go back to sleep. So it was Christmas Eve like 11 years ago, and me and my sister, my dad had fallen asleep on the couch. His wife was in her room. Me and my sister and Kira were on the floor, and we heard like this big bang. And Sarah's like, what was that? I was like, I don't know. My dad was asleep, and it like woke him up, and he just went back to sleep. And Sarah got so mad that my dad didn't do anything. And I'm like, Dad, by this time I was almost 30. Still scared. I was like, Dad, didn't you hear that? He's like, yeah. And I was like, well, Sylvia's asleep. He's like, well, what do you want me to do? If something's here, I can't do anything about it. And I was like, not again. This is so scary. And like, I've slept at his house when I've house sat, and Kira has a bedtime. She always has. I walk in her room so mad because the TV's on. Walk in, she's sound asleep. Like I heard it turn on. I'm like ready to yell at her. She's sound asleep. I turn it off. Hear it go back on. Unplug the TV. Then that same week, not that night, but that week, my dad's shower just turns on. And I wake up, turn it off. I always act like I'm not scared while I have to do all that stuff. And then I get in bed and I like get as close to Rob as I can, tuck the sheets all around me.
Oh my gosh.
And this is another weird thing.
Why didn't Rob turn off the shower?
Because he also was sleeping in a deep sleep. I'm the only one that like anything wakes me up and I'm like, what was that?
Baby,
who was that? Who did that?
The spirit wants to get your attention.
Yeah, I try never to give anything my attention. Regular humans, spirits, anything that didn't.
She really liked to open up a can of worms.
Yeah. I was like, that's why. I was a nice kid, but I was like, that's why I never talk to people because they always have something to say.
Oh. No, it's been real. It's been super interesting. We love Halloween. We love dressing up. We love fall, y'all. We do. We talked about ghosts, ghost stories.
Whether you believe it or not.
I do.
Me too.
I do. I don't ever think anybody ever makes up a ghost story because you just know when they're like, then.
Yeah.
Like I always believe people when they tell me stuff like that. Because why would you make it up unless you want attention?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you'd have to be like a really good actress or actor for me to believe it even.
Absolutely. But yeah, so we talked about that. We talked about partying with 21-year-olds, 22-year-olds who forget to pay their tabs at the bar, but there's still a lot of fun to hang out with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before I woke up, I even had my Zelle tap the money back.
But yeah. No, it's good. It's been good.
It's been great.
It's been great. So, it's a big straw. I'm sorry, I don't have little ones. I only have big straws for boba. But cheers.
Cheers.
And have a happy Halloween. And I can only do one.
Got these weird things here.
Bye.
Bye.